Hi, you're watching Hexus TV, and we're here at the EA Winter Games event in Bloomsbury, London. And we're over at the Mass Effect 2 area, and with me is Adrien Cho, who's the producer of Mass Effect. Adrien, welcome to Hexus TV.
Hi, how are you?
Not bad, thank you very much. You doing good?
Good.
Cool. Right, tell us a little bit about Mass Effect 2. In fact, tell us a bit about Mass Effect as a series. What's it all about?
Sure, Mass Effect is a science fiction action RPG. You play as Commander Shepard, and you're out to save the galaxy. In Mass
a bit like Flash Gordon.
Maybe a little bit more mature than Flash Gordon, but certainly we pull a lot of our inspiration from the classic science fiction properties.
Okay, so what actually happens in the series? Because obviously this is the second game, so if you just bring us quickly up to speed with what went on in the first game, and then we can talk about the Mass Effect 2.
Alright, so Mass Effect 1, you kind of stop the species called the Reapers from just kind of destroying the universe. And in Mass Effect 2, it's kind of like the dark second chapter of the trilogy. You kind of continue saving the galaxy from this new threat, which is the Collectors. And
okay, so we've had the Reapers, now we've got the Collectors. Are the two related, or is it just completely new species?
Well, I can't say. They may be related, but certainly it's a huge storyline that continues actually for 3 chapters, so I don't want to spill the beans quite yet. But you have to investigate these new creatures called the Collectors, and you're going to find out why they pose a threat to the universe. And in doing so, you're going to be going on to this suicide mission, and you might not make it back. So the stakes are really high, and a lot of the game involves you assembling a crack team of commandos to stop this threat.
Okay, so basically you're sort of like traveling around recruiting people to then come onto your team, is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, so it's really exciting. You're going to get really different archetypes. You're going to get, some really interesting characters to kind of persuade them to join your cause, and that'll really affect how the game plays out, depending on who you end up recruiting, whether they're loyal to you, and it makes for a really exciting second chapter to this science fiction epic that we're creating at BioWare.
Okay, right. One thing I've got to ask you though is how does the gameplay actually work? Because Mass Effect was quite complex in places. It eventually became really second nature, but starting off with it's quite a vertical learning curve, wasn't it?
Yes. I mean, one of the things I hope that you'll find in Mass Effect 2 is how easy it is to pick up. We've looked at the control schemes and made it. It almost feels more shooterish than RPG. Okay. So we looked at all the strengths that we have. So we certainly we do really good storytelling. We still have all the RPG elements underneath the hood, but just the combat changes that we've made, the controls feel really more robust now. And I think players are going to be in for a treat come January next year when they pick it up and play Mass Effect 2 and realize just how easy it is to get into it, all the different things you can do, and how in-depth the combat system is. It's going to rival anything that you're going to find out on the market, and dare I say, it's probably one of the best shooters out there.
Okay. So is it a shooter or RPG, or is it blurring the boundary between the two?
It's definitely blurring the boundaries. I mean, you're going to find RPG elements in other games as well, but at the core level, we're making kind of story-driven games. But in this case, Mass Effect is really about a shooter as well. So it's really nice to pick up, use different weapons. You can use different type of tactics to take down all the different enemies that you're going to fight. I think shooter fans, we're really hoping that shooter fans will find it just how surprisingly good it is, and then we might dissuade them to start playing RPGs because hey, this is a great shooter. Oh, and I'm getting some role playing elements as well.
So you're trying to add a bit of brains to the shooter element. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, so to talk about a competitor just for a minute, Fallout 3, massively successful. Is it a very linear sort of gameplay because you're trying to tell a story, or do you have like branching storylines for missions to maybe get people to join your team or whatever?
Oh, we definitely, like any BioWare game, there's a lot of depth. We really want the player to role play, and if they want to be a renegade, they want to take a really bad route, they can. If you want to play a really good Boy Scout role, you can, and anywhere in between. And the great thing is, it's going to be rewarding no matter how you play it. Now, when I play it, at work I'll play the bad person, at home I play the good one, and I'm just surprised by the amount of just how different the game plays and plays out because of the choices I made. So it's really going to cater to those people who want to see all the different options. They're going to have to play it several times over to see the whole game.
Okay, and one thing I've got to ask you, it's probably very early in the day yet, but downloadable content?
Can't say right now.
That's what everybody says. I say to them, downloadable content, and they all go, ooh, come on, downloadable content?
Can't say anything other than like everything else in Mass Effect 2, we've looked at what we did in Mass Effect 1, looked at the ways we can improve upon those things, and downloadable content is certainly one of the things that we were looking at day one when we were making Mass Effect 2. So I think people will be pleasantly surprised when we announced our plans.
Okay, and just finally, your personal favourite moment in the game that someone playing it should look out for?
Well, I can't say it will spoil. It will spoil the moment. Mass Effect 2 is just full of all these fantastic moments. We looked at giving players just amazing experiences throughout the game, and it would be a disservice to the fans and players out there if I were to ruin that for them. So I hope you play it and discover for yourself, because I'm sure it'll be much more rewarding that way.
There we go. So keeping his cards really close to his chest there. That's Adrien. But Adrien, thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick.
Okay, looking forward to the game out. It's January, isn't it?
Late January 2010.
Late January 2010. So not going to make it in time for Christmas.
But you'll have a big treat come a few weeks afterwards. You know, you can play all the games that you got during Christmas and get bored of them, and this game is going to be it's going to hit hard. It's going to be the best thing is going to come out in January.
The best thing is going to come out in January. The best thing is going to come out on that day in January, is that?
It's going to be the best thing to come out next year for probably for a while, I think.
Wow, that's a hell of a claim. So there we go. That's Adrien Cho, who's the producer for BioWare on Mass Effect, and you've been watching Hastings TV. Check back soon for more.